Amateur Hour.
Hey, this is Louie here within the Amateur Hour. We got 3 out of 5 members of Evasion. Patch, the vocalist, Austin and Mark, 2 guitarists. They've been playing together for about 6 years. They got 2 albums out, From Reality and As Defined. You can see those on Spotify and or YouTube. In this episode, we're going to be discussing their mascot, Ephraim, his inevitable death, how he came to be, and what he means to the band. We also discuss some similarities and some differences in pursuing comedy and music at a low level. Donnie will be my co-host. We will lead in with a live guitar-only version of E is for Ephraim, and we will end with a live version of Eberdolf Linkler. Hope you guys enjoy.
So I'm sure a lot of people are curious about, you guys kind of have a mascot or a brand or a trademark almost, if you will, the Ephraim.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us how that even came to be, or how the character design ever came to be? Because it's kind of interesting for people that haven't seen it legitimately. It's really kind of hard to explain to the people that are just listening right now what exactly that is, but I'm sure you guys can give us a little breakdown.
Well,
like, how did that come to be?
I don't know. I mean, I think Austin was just drawing it as like, just fucking around drawing it. And Patch with his fucking bright ideas was like, we should keep going with this guy. And I think you named him too, right?
Yeah, well, I actually, Andy from the shop named him.
Okay.
Yeah, did like a poll.
Yeah, we did the poll, and that was the favorite, so we stuck with it.
Yeah, it was just a sketch, and then like, I don't know, I was like, yeah, check this out, guys. And like, I don't know, like, I think everybody was like, you should draw more of that. And basically they started drawing more versions and kind of just made it into like a little cartoon.
Yeah, it's come pretty far. I've seen tattoos, I've seen fucking shirts, you know, I've seen stickers.
The idea behind like doing like the actual mascot suit was like, it's like spawned by this dude Chris that helped me build it. Like I was just chilling with him one day and like he basically like, I was like talking to him about the masks and like costumes that he was making, because he would do like, you know, full size masks and like cool ass costume shit. And like I was like I was showing him Ephraim like as like an example, like, do you think you could ever like make like a suit or like a costume like made out of that character to make it our actual mascot, because that's what we were kind of going for. And he's like, yeah, dude, totally, you know, fucking. And then like I was like, all right, well, let's put our minds together and like start getting the blueprints and like the whatever like materials we need to make it,
Right.
and like I don't know, like started just linking up and put it together, and like I was just like I would like my expectations were like way like
Yeah.
different than what I thought.
You don't
we
know how
could
someone's
actually
gonna
make.
be receptive to basically a giant mouth, you know?
Yeah, yeah. And like I said, Chris, you know, like definitely helped bring it to life, you know. And
Yeah, I've seen some pretty vivid drawings at least. We have one at the Moon Smoke Shop right now. That's pretty vivid.
So for listeners and from the artist, what do you best describe it as? Like if you had to like tell people
Like, what is that
what
from?
it is, yeah.
Right.
a creature, like a monster. I don't know, just like R. Eddie, basically. Like,
Yeah, I always tell people he's just a happy little monster. Fucking, he likes going to shows and drinking.
What is
Yeah.
the costume made out of?
like the majority of it, like the whole front of it, is made out of like spray foam, and just like carved and like coated and all that kind of shit to like keep it intact. And then just a lot of hot glue and fabric.
Right.
There's like
Because
there's foam and there's like old pillows that I used to have like stuffed in there.
probably people don't realize that your guys' mascot is more than willing to get into a fucking mosh pit as well.
Right.
I'm sure
Yeah.
most people do enjoy seeing that.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
like ultimately he was like he wasn't made for like a longevity, like he was just made for like one show basically.
Yeah.
And like we've squeezed like dozens
Couple
of shows.
years?
Yeah,
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
say
yeah,
that's
And,
been
you know,
that's the original that you guys have made. That's the
Yeah.
one and only right there,
Yeah.
right? Ooh.
Yeah, like and like basically like repaired him, like he's had his teeth knocked out.
Yeah, he got his
Um,
teeth knocked out at the
He's-
CD
he's-
release show.
Like the whole support
Yeah.
system on the inside of him, like
Uh-huh.
is like torn a bunch of times. We had to like retouch it again.
If you guys ever make it huge and somebody comes up with his tooth that got knocked out, so can you please sign
Right, I
this?
got this tooth that
You
flew out.
find it on eBay?
It's all it flew out in the crowd, fucking stabbed me in the neck, dude. I kept it.
No, but yeah, I mean, there's been shows where like people will come up to us with pieces of foam or like pieces of his teeth afterward, and like I think you guys dropped this.
Fine, you tested it's fake anyways. Too.
Yeah, like this, I think this year is like it's gonna be his like funeral. Like we're basically like I've already started like the process of building another suit.
Okay.
So this one's gonna retire and like the other one's gonna take its place.
Oh yeah, hang them up like a banner.
We're actually I honestly like it's just it's so old and like just decrepit and like stinky and like worn out.
Yeah.
Like I just want to burn it.
I believe Carlos has been naked in the
Yeah,
suit from what I've
we will
heard.
give it a
Yes.
Viking funeral.
Old
Yeah.
Carl there, you know.
Put it off the sea.
Yeah,
and
Carl
set-
likes to take off his clothes and get in a fucking suit.
Fuck Carl.
Yeah.
I don't know, like I really do want to keep some of it, like maybe keep like a tooth or something.
I don't know. Yeah, I think that just from looking at it from my position, I think you could like at least get something to remember it by, or I don't know.
Just his armpit hair. Just a lock of armpit hair.
Tack it to the wall.
Yeah, no, he's gonna get a Viking funeral at
Right.
fucking
That sounds
Lakeside.
about proper.
Yeah, Lakeside, that's a good
Yeah,
spot.
fucking
We'll
Lakeside.
just keep all the Carlos hair that's stuck on the inside.
That's what we use for the next round of barbecue. Yeah. For the next episode. Some authentic Carl shit right there. Yeah, that was one of my most favorite things about your guys' band, just the brand that you have, and it's so recognizable. It also helps, I'm sure, push the
Right.
music a little bit more, you know. and then-
Kind of like I said, wanted like to incorporate more of like an entertainment value to like our music,
Right.
Because like I've always seen bands that have like some sort of gimmick or like something that like you remember them by other than just their music,
Right, right.
and like that's kind of I don't know like I want to be known for like if the people can't remember our names, like they're like, oh yeah, remember the band that had Ephraim. Like if that's all they remembered, like that's cool with me.
Yeah, exactly, because
You
it's going to trigger at least the memories of your show, you know.
Yeah, and,
whoever
and,
that
and
is.
it doesn't only appeal to just like like one type of person. Like it's more like even if someone's not into like the music we're doing, like they think it sucks. Like at least they have something to look at that they'll be like, oh, that band with the fucking weird ass mouth dude.
Yeah, fusing more than one art form,
Right,
all
right,
makes sense,
exactly.
yeah.
And they may even just go see us just to see Ephraim.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's not like reinventing the wheel. It's it's not like people haven't done this kind of shit before with fucking Eddie from Iron Maiden. Like people have done this shit before, but I think that at least we try to have a little more fun with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not often you see the mascot in the fucking mosh pit, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean we don't need to be that fucking serious about shit. We try to have a little more fun with it and try to do it a little bit different, I guess.
I want to get like eventually to the playing field of like War, like any band that does like a badass gimmick, Marilyn Manson,
Yeah.
like shit like that, like is is something that I think Ephraim could be a part of. You know, like we could be on stage. You know, like opening for bands like that.
I was gonna ask about any tours you guys have done. Have you taken it on the road and got like some good feedback from other states and other areas besides
we
the
only brought 'em to
Southwest?
Bisbee.
Or
Yeah, Bisbee's the only place we've ever brought Ephraim out of Tucson.
out of Tucson?
And it was tight.
But you guys have played more shows like outside of Arizona. haven't
Yeah,
you?
yeah. We played in California and Vegas, or
Nice.
New Mexico.
Was that just on your guys' dime, or were you part of something that was like bigger, like
It
was
was
it a tour?
We went
or-
on tour with another band.
Okay.
It's now defunct. Lethal Dosage, rest in peace.
Right.
Oh, that's so funny. My brother is the drummer of that band.
On fucking
Yeah.
Frank.
Yeah, Frank's my brother.
Fuck yeah!
Shut
dude,
the
that's
fuck
a-
up.
Yeah, shut the fuck up!
Yeah,
serious.
that is
No
such a
way!
good brother. Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
That's hilarious.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
They're fucking amazing dudes,
Yeah, no,
dude.
those dudes are homies.
Frank
for
was the
sure.
quiet one.
Yeah, Daniel, fucking, what's it called? The other guitarist, and I don't really know the guitarist or the drummer all that well, but I grew up with, with Daniel in the trailer park and shit.
Right, right.
Fucking,
Yeah.
yeah, and then me and Frank always button heads. You know what I mean?
Right.
So fucking yeah.
Hilarious.
So when he started doing music and stuff like that, I ended up going down there and checking it out, man, and fucking. Yeah, dude, I was like, I didn't get into the whole metal scene, but I got to see the whole metal scene here in town.
Right.
And I was like, man, this is alive and popping, dude. This is fucking, you know what I mean? People really like this shit here,
Yeah.
like fucking. And ended up just meeting more people through that shit as well, too.
Fucking small ass town.
Small ass
it
town, but
is.
there's always popping crowds, man.
Yeah.
Like even the comedy crowd, and I started doing stand up and stuff, and man, that's a whole nother crowd in Tucson that's fucking 100%. You know what I mean? All
You're
down
right.
for the craft. I was like, wow, this is cool to see everybody trying to create here in this fucking shitty ass place we call Tucson.
Yeah, real talk. No, it's awesome. I agree.
Mhm.
I agree, yeah, but we did a little stint with those guys a couple years back where we went through California and Vegas. Played fucking some Ventura. We did
San Jose.
What the hell was the other town? we played?
Anaheim.
Anaheim.
Okay.
We did fucking Vegas. Fucking during our show in Vegas, fucking when Lethal Dosage was playing, the fucking PA for Frank set on fire. I'm sitting there straight taking pictures of fucking the band, and I'm right there. The motherfucking thing's right on fire, maybe a foot away from me. I'm taking pictures of Frank and he's drumming and he keeps fucking pointing at me with the stick and I'm like, yeah, dude, cool stuff. That's cool. I'm taking
Right.
pictures.
It's part of the show. This
And then
is
he's
fucking
just like, dude,
groundbreaking.
Yeah, didn't lose a beat or nothing.
Nah,
Just
dude,
kept
that
it
shit
going.
was
Yeah, no,
fucking
he didn't
non-point.
fuck up at all.
Hilarious.
Wow.
I'll never forget that. That place sucked. We played, what was it, the Cheyenne Saloon, I think it was what it was called?
Yeah, I think so,
Fucking
actually.
piece of shit.
That
Fuck
was in
that place.
Vegas.
Don't go there, folks.
I've never even heard of it.
That's
but I'll
not
know
patch
now.
approved.
Wow. How'd you find the reception was in California compared to like your usual crowd that you deal with out
We
here?
played a bunch of small shows for sure, because you know what I mean. Nobody really knew who we were, and then we played in a bunch of like hole in the wall little podunk town spots. Like I swear to God, the place we played in San Jose was crazy, because you walk like 2 blocks down the street, and we're like in the ghetto. And then it's like the ritzy area of town. It's all like high end. It was almost like there was a barrier.
You crossed it. It's like, oh,
you
shit,
know,
what the
there's
hell?
like a homeless dude sleeping in a wheelchair right on the barrier. You can't pass that. He can't go any further.
He's been trying though.
They're like, no.
That show could have been cool if they like put the show on just like an hour later or something.
Right.
Because like right at the time that we all finished, like that's when everyone came out.
Oh, okay. So you played like an 8 p.m. show or like
Yeah,
early?
it was like around
Yeah,
10ish
that's
when the show was pretty much done,
Wow.
and like that's when everyone goes out.
right.
Like, after we were done, we went outside. There's like a grip of people outside. We're like,
They were all waiting for us to finish.
they're all get these fuckers out of here.
These
Right.
guys.
We had a pretty good crowd in Vegas. We just got paid shit.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
crazy
yeah.
how that shit
Yeah,
works
we got
sometimes.
stiffed on that one.
Yeah,
We
we did.
did the tavern right after that.
Yeah, the Tempe Tavern was our next show after that, and it was awesome.
Yeah, tavern was tight.
Fucking so sweet.
Where's that at?
Up in Tempe.
In Tempe.
Yeah, fucking awesome. It was dope.
Yeah, that was a good one. The tour got like progressively better like as we got back to town. Like the last date of the show was the best,
Right.
because we went out, did our thing, came back, and like everyone that usually sees us here, they were like, hell yeah, you guys are back, like, and like that show was popping. You know, and it was at Gary's place, right?
Yeah, defunct.
Yeah.
And that was cool. Like never, you know.
So who books these shows? Like I've always been interested in that. Like who books these hole in the wall like fucking. You know,
We actually
like,
hopped onto it with Lethal Dosage. They had everything planned out already.
Yeah.
But I did make some connections with certain people out there. At least the California guy that got us the 3 shows, and yeah, you just literally hit him up. You're like, "Hey, we want to come out here." And he's like, "Cool, I got these spots."
Yeah, right. Doing
know?
shit else, fucking. like,
Right.
There's shit else going on these days. I'd love to have you in here.
Right, exactly.
Fuck, they did. Did they ask
Exactly.
you like for a sample or anything?
With no.
They just trusted you
Yeah,
to know
they
what
just
you were
trusted you.
doing.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's interesting.
yeah.
That's cool. I should fucking start like some gimmick ass shit. You know what I mean? Like just fucking call up random places and go on tour for myself.
Just show up and just talk. And
Just
that's
show
all
up,
you
talk,
do.
fucking play instruments
Right,
and shit
it's a
like that. I
show.
suck at every one of them. It's like
How does
all of
that-
them together should make something decent.
How does that shit work for the comedy shit? Like, if you want to go on tour, they probably ask for like samples
Well,
of your skit or whatever. Right?
A lot of it goes on now is how much of a following you have online. So if
Right,
you got a
right.
Twitter following, a Facebook following, they want to see shit like that. If you're gonna go to a decent venue in like fucking Phoenix or whatever, but there's open mics practically every day fucking here in town. And so the fucking guess any other place as big as Tucson will probably have the same amount of open mics. So most of the time it's free. You know, you just it's so easy to get into comedy. You could literally just fucking like don't ask you for shit. Just go up, put your name up there. They'll be like, hey, you're going up fucking this number. Look at the list, and then fucking you just wait until it's your turn.
Try not to be too drunk by then.
Yeah, because you're nervous as fuck.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
that
saying?
shit
You're like,
sounds very
yeah.
similar to playing in a band.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
Yeah.
like, what time do we play? Okay, let's not get too drunk until after that time.
Right. Then, as long as the equipment's taken care of.
Yeah.
Go
See, I'm
ham.
sure it's similar too. Like, what do you guys remember? You guys remember your first like show in front of actually like a lot of people, or was it a smaller place? How nervous were you guys? Basically, what I'm trying to
What
get
was
to
the
on
first
your
show?
first show,
Well,
or one of your first shows.
Well, I mean, by the time we started playing live in this band, we had all been playing live for
Right.
years.
Oh, there
already.
you go. Oh yeah, awesome.
Right.
Yeah, cool.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I remember the first time that I ever played live, or like I don't know when the first time that I ever played live, I wasn't that nervous. But I remember like there was a couple times where the audiences get a little bit bigger, or the stages get bigger.
Right.
I played the show one time where like the audience wasn't very big, but the stage was huge, and I was so fucking nervous. I was shitting bricks before I played.
Yeah, I was like a robot. I think the first show I ever played. Like I was just trying not to fuck up, and like just stiff as a board.
I'd say that's a similar experience to how I went up my first time when doing stand up. I was just everything I said was pre-rehearsed. I wasn't gonna like go off anything. Just these are my lines as an actor, and I'm just gonna fucking go up there and say this shit, you know. And I just came off like really fucking robotic and stale. Like,
Right.
well, yeah, and I'd get a laugh, but I fucking wouldn't know if they're gonna laugh or not. So they would laugh, and then it would muddle up the fucking next part of my joke. Or they wouldn't laugh, and I'd be like, oh fuck, what am I doing wrong? You know, like in the middle of me trying to remember these lines.
Right.
Yeah. Because
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little bit
That
different
sounds
because you could probably just
fucking
like, huh?
That sounds harrowing, bro.
Oh, dude, it's fucking, it's,
Fuck.
dude, and then like, when you have a shitty time, you're just like, fuck, and you feel embarrassed, you know what I'm saying? And then you're like, I'm just going to watch the rest of the show because somebody else is going to fuck up too. And that's going to make me feel
Then I'm going
way
to grab
better
beers
about
with that guy.
You know what I
and
mean?
shit,
Yeah.
fuck.
And, fucking,
Well,
and
and
we'll
like-
we'll go to the fucking, drawing board and try to figure out how to do
When
this
you
shit.
do that kind of shit, you're by your fucking self.
Yeah.
You're all alone. At least when we get up on stage, if I fuck up, I got another guitarist.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
hopefully Patch is doing something so they don't notice me.
Right.
You know, I got other people to back me
Yeah,
up.
there's like more going on.
Yeah, I
Right.
can't imagine having to be up there by my fucking self.
Yeah, no, anything, just the mic and just your jokes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's fucking ballsy, man.
Yeah,
For
you,
sure.
you try to say something with like some like fucking like some sarcasm or whatever, and nobody laughs. You're
Someone's
like,
offended as
fuck,
fuck.
I just feel stupid, you know. but yeah, and then there's other people that have been doing it for such a long time, and they still suck, but they don't care, and they just fucking pound out jokes. Nobody's laughing, and they're just fucking pounding them out, man. Like,
It's a routine.
I think as
you
long
know,
as you make yourself
like a shitty
laugh.
car going down the fucking freeway, you know what I mean? They're just fucking cruising along, man.
49.
Yeah. You know,
40
disturbing
miles an hour
everybody
down
as
the
they're
fucking
going,
freeway.
you know, as they're
Just
going
fucking
along.
radio up aloud, they're just singing.
Oh, that's fucking priceless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember the first rap performance I ever did, they gave us like fucking 10 minutes in between two bands setting up, and we fucking filled the whole place with people until they let the band. They turned on the PA so the band overplayed us, and we just threw the fucking mics down and rolled out with the whole fucking crowd, dude.
Damn.
Fuck damn, that was my first show. We got like 4 songs, the DJ was cool, like one more, and he gave us one more, and that band didn't like that, and they tried to play over us, and then we took the whole fucking crowd, dude.
Oh, damn.
But then that guy in the band ended up being somebody that booked shows, so we ended up getting shows through that guy. And then we fucking thought, I was like, holy shit, was that dude that fucking like tried to fucking overplay us? Like, fuck that guy. So like,
Right.
Oh,
but he had a decent venue at his command. It was called Club Vegas, bro. And I fucking saw Soulfly or some shit there. Dude. It was fucking wild, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was. I wasn't really nervous because I was drunk though, man. Like we got fucked up and just got on stage and just did because we always were freestyling.
Yeah.
It wasn't no shit. I was just on stage doing it, you know.
Yeah,
But I was probably still nervous more than I fucking would admit. That's what the booze was for me, man. You know.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, I remember one time I was asleep and they woke me up and it was like, dude, it's your turn. I was at Mr. Head, so I was like, oh, all right, cool.
You just passed out at the table.
Yeah, because the fucking shows are late as fuck sometimes, man, you know?
Right, we're not getting any younger.
Yeah, for real, and I'm not going to get any more sober, you know?
Maybe start drinking water. That's like,
Yeah.
shit.
And I'm not gonna get any more sober.
So there's 2 other guys in your band. That you said they're new guys.
Yep.
Well, the newest guys.
The
I mean,
newest guys.
they've been with us for a while.
Over a year for sure.
So I remember we had done some promotional video work for you guys a couple years back, and I was just wondering if they were different than that, or was it still the same crew? So
no.
it's been shaken up over the last couple of years. All right.
Yep. Yeah, new drummer and new bassist.
Okay.
And they're both,
Gotta throw a shout out to our old drummer Ricky Williams. Love that guy.
For sure.
Ricky Williams, the fucking NFL's.
Yeah.
The NFL bottom.
Yep.
Yeah, no, pretty much the opposite of that.
I want to give a shout out to Ken.
Yeah.
The original OG.
Ken, Arrow.
So while we're doing shout outs, I just want to make sure, like, man, we really thank you guys for coming out, though.
Yeah,
like,
thanks,
for real.
man.
Yeah, fuck
Oh,
yeah.
it's a pleasure.
Stuff
Thank you
like
guys
this
for
is
having
gonna-
us.
Yeah, stuff like this is going to keep shit like this alive, you know? So
Right.
fucking-
Yeah, look forward to new music.
Well, it's not often you just get to hear, like, you know, some people that, you know, probably love your guys' band, just hear you guys talk casually, you know? They see you up on stage, you're doing your thing, maybe they catch a quick drink, freaking real fast, and then you guys are gone, you know? It's, give them a little bit more of an insight in the...
Right. We're people too.
They are people, I can see them, everyone. They are here.
So that's how long have you been singing, man?
Ah, fuck. Jesus Christ, I don't. The first band I was in was when I was 13, and it was just fucking.
A garage band.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
just
absolutely.
having
Like me and
fun.
somebody's just messing around doing like old, like I don't know, like System of a Down, like Linkin Park covers and things like that.
Right.
You know,
Okay.
nothing original. Then
Did you do vocals in that one though? 'Cause
Yeah.
you used to play drums, right?
Yeah. And then I picked up drums and I played that for a number of years in a couple different bands. Only a few, I think only like 2, maybe only one. I was definitely in one band that we played out. I was the drummer and the vocalist, and that
Nice.
was cool.
Wow, that seems weird. The drummer would be the vocalist as well.
Right.
It's funny because your stature is a little shorter than most people, but you have a huge fucking voice, man. That's fucking what gets me. If you guys have ever seen him out at home, fucking do his thing, he gets pretty loud.
Yeah.
Could I call you out right now and see if you could do some type of acapella singing?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah? All right, well.
Yeah.
Show us what you
Yeah,
got,
like,
man.
yeah. That's a legitimate call.
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Tunes up right quick.
Get the little
All the other band members leave because they're embarrassed.
Bust out the tuner.
bugs, I ate some grass. I used my hand to wipe my tears.
Yeah, you could have sung the Javelina song too, man.
To wipe my tears. God damn it.
To kiss your mouth, I break my vows. Oh no, 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 way Jose.
Oh, yeah, those were the vocals from Austin right there.
We could have played that off that it was me.
Thanks, Mitch.
Props to
I
Jack
hope
Black.
you all enjoyed that. I'm here Sundays and Wednesdays.
Oh yeah, well that's good. You know, band members got each other's back, man. That's a good sign right there.
Fuck.
His spotlight's still on, man. It
Yeah,
didn't
here we
switch
go.
over.
Here's a little excerpt
You're
from,
all alone, buddy.
from Evasion. That's one of the only songs we have super clean singing in. The liquor and the smoke can never mask my lack of hope, I know. It's all just chemicals, they say. And if I could only cope with my eternal darkness, what does it matter? Who cares anyways?
Awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Yeah.
Was that off one of your legitimate songs on one of your albums?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's off the As Defined album.
Okay.
Aberdolf Winkler.
Yeah. Named that after Rick and Morty.
Rick
Why
and
not?
Morty.
And how'd you come about playing the guitar, man? You been playing since you were a kid?
Yeah, I mean, I started playing when I was real young. Like 8th grade, was that like 13, 14, something like that?
Same.
But I mean, I didn't really take it seriously for a long time. I played in a couple bands. I actually played bass first. So I played bass for a real long time until I started playing guitar, probably in like my early 20s, something like that, early mid 20s. But yeah, I mean, I've always been into music, been playing for a real long time. But kind of the same as Austin. I mean, I think the same as most people. Like, you know, you pick something up like that when you're young, but maybe you learn a couple songs. I mean, I was playing like Metallica covers or like Red Hot Chili Peppers, but like I wasn't really taking it serious or trying to do anything original for a real long time.
Yeah. Yeah, see, like, man, I've played the guitar when I was younger, too, and I used to always get frustrated trying to learn songs. And so, like, I stopped playing for, like, a long time. And then when I lived with this guy, I got some random nostalgic notion to buy a guitar. And I just been, like, just playing it like I smoke weed or drink beer just to unwind and chill.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing serious, but goddamn it, I love music, you know?
Yeah.
It's always a good form of expression.
That's the passion, man. If you can tap
Yeah.
into that passion, you know.
I mean, that's the best thing about it. I mean, whether or not I'm going to be playing in a band my whole life, probably fucking not. But, I mean, I'll be that fucking old-ass man on my porch with the fucking acoustic guitar still playing when I'm fucking... till I fucking die. I mean,
yeah, see,
You're
that's
like
awesome.
120.
yeah. I mean, with technology these days, you know, you could definitely make it.
You know,
Got a
stem cell
holographic
research.
guitar.
30.
Right here, everything perfect because your robot ears.
Robotic
Yeah.
parts.
Yeah, you got robot hands, so it's just no matter what.
Right,
It's
you have,
just-
like,
they come with
78
pre-programmed
fingers.
songs and then
Mostly holiday songs.
Yeah, it's renditions of Not King Cole.
Right, your robot lungs.
So I wanted to ask you guys too: is there any way we could do some type of music? You guys, is that any way that could happen? It'd be a partial evasion, but
Like full volume?
Well, I mean,
maybe not. Yeah.
I think Patch has something in mind already.
yeah.
Yeah, Aberdolf, let's do it. The liquor and the smoke can never mask my lack of hope, I know. It's all just chemicals, they say. If I could only cope with my eternal darkness, what does it matter? Who cares anyways? Believe you me, I can guarantee. But what's the point when it's all just a joke? I'm coming to terms with this. I think we all must feel this way. Like every chance we get, we miss. Life can be so cruel, some say, but I know it's all just chemicals. The chemicals in me are mostly self-induced. I'm trying so hard to see if I can find the truth. In my search for answers, I feel I'm all alone, hoping someone will guide me, someone I'll never know. And in the place of questions, I find I'm wondering. Maybe I know the answers, and maybe life is suffering. The liquor and the smoke can never mask my lack of hope, I know. It's all just chemicals, they say. If I could only cope with my eternal darkness, what does it matter? Who cares anyways? Believe you me, I can guarantee. But what's the point when it's all just a joke? I'm coming to terms with this. I think we all must feel this way. Like every chance we get, we miss. Life can be so cruel, some say, but I know it's all just chemicals. It's all just chemicals.
We're all just testicles.
Yeah, guys. Thank you for listening. Whoopsh.